How's it going, guys? Fargo SCHEELS Fishing Expert Jadyn Thomas out here, and we're out here chasing bass and panfish today. And this is one of the best situations to show and explain why we use Vexilar. It's one of the most invaluable tools for ice fishing. It shows you not only fish movement in real time, but your movement in real time, which is key to exactly know how those fish are going to react day in and day out to your presentation. So what I have with me today is the Vexilar FLX30. This is the top end unit that Vexilar puts out right now, so it comes loaded with every feature available to Vexilar. Some features might not be available with every single unit, but most units are going to come standard with some of the features we're going to talk about today. First thing we'll notice, we got it in normal mode. We turned it on to our auto range setting. That's a setting that's unique to only the 28 and the 30. What that does is it automatically finds our bottom for us and divides it out accordingly. So right now you see up here we have the sonar blob. That right there is our bottom. Our legend shows we're 15 feet. So if you follow each little green dot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, each of those is a foot of the water column. Now, you see our bottom's right about 15 feet. If we go 1, 2, 3, 4 feet up, see that mark there? That's my lure. And you see, every little movement I give with my rod tip, the jig moves accordingly. There's no lag, it's real time. And that's important to know exactly how those fish are going to react when they come in and move in on your presentation. So let's go over how a Vexilar is laid out for you a little bit, just to make it easier for everyone. You have three main dials here on your unit. You're going to have your range dial, your mode, and your gain. Your range is what's going to start. You're going to turn it on. If you don't have auto ranging, you need to cycle through your different ranges until you find bottom. If you're not seeing bottom when you're on the 10-foot range setting, you know you need to step up because you're a little bit deeper. If you're still not seeing on a 15-foot setting, you need to keep going further and so on. Right now we're about 15 feet of water, so if we put on the 20-foot setting, that's going to be about perfect for us. Jump up top here, you look at your gain button. The gain is going to control your sensitivity. That's going to control how big and wide your cone is. Vice versa, it's going to control how big your lure and fish are going to appear. So right now we have it on the 2 setting, because we're not fishing very deep, so we don't need to cover a whole lot of space. But if I were to start bumping it up, you see my lure there just keeps growing bigger, thicker, and thicker. And see we're picking up more interference, a little clutter in the water. The higher you turn this dial, your sonar cone, you think of it as a blob. You start fairly small, but as you turn it up, it just spans wider and wider and wider, covering a larger swath of water for you. You're going to see more. Now, one thing with that, the wider your cone angle goes, the more power you're putting out, the closer a fish or an object swims directly underneath you, the larger that object is going to appear. Something to keep in mind, if you have your gain turned all the way up, you have a fish come in, hit you, and you reel up, and it's a little tiny bluegill, that might let you know that you need to turn your gain down so fish size kind of falls a bit more accordingly. One of the most important features that comes with many Vexilar units is going to be your zoom mode. Now, the FL30 we have here has 3 different zoom modes. If you turn it to Z for zoom, and then you press your gain button, you can cycle through each one. You start with a 6-foot zoom zone. This is standard for Vexilar and has been around for many years. It comes standard with the 18, the 20, the 28, and the 30. That's going to give you a magnified view of the bottom 6 feet of the water column. We're in 15 feet now, so you see your entire water column on the left side, your bottom 6 feet on the right. This is key when you have bottom hugging fish such as perch, walleyes, or today we're fishing basin panfish. When those panfish go out to the basins, it's to chase bugs. So earlier and later season, when you're finding fish shallower, you typically tend to find gills and crappies suspended higher in the water column. But as they push out to those basins, they tend to sink closer and closer to the bottom, making that zoom a very key feature. Now, if we press gain again, we go to the 12-foot zoom. This is nice if you do fish a lot of suspended fish, such as panfish, or if you are people fishing some of the Great Lakes regions around Wisconsin, Michigan, or Minnesota, whitefish or lake trout. Pelagic fish that are going to spend a lot of their time sitting higher up in the water column. That 12-foot zoom is going to come standard with the 20, the 28, and the 30. Now we press it one more time and you have an 18-foot zoom zone. This is unique to the 30 and the newest zoom feature for Vexilar. And once again, that's going to come into play for a lot of you fishing pelagic fish, whitefish, trout, suspended panfish. Vexilar has a zoom mode that'll fit your need no matter what you're chasing. Now, one tip I'll give you guys, when you're using the Vexilar, especially when you're hole hopping like we're doing today, these basin panfish tend to roam and they like to move around a lot. But that can pertain to walleyes too and perch. But when you drop your Vexilar down a new hole, don't just plop it in and wait to see what's there. What you want to do is make sure that deuce are below the hole and really swing it around your hole while paying attention to your screen. You'd be surprised how many fish like to hang out just on the edge of your cone angler, where if you originally just dropped your deucer in, you would never see those fish and you wouldn't know to fish there. Doing that can show you the presence of more fish, have you a better chance of getting on top of those fish and landing your next catch. Today, we've gone over Vexilar, we've gone over a couple of my favorite features, and we've given you guys a few tips today to help you make you better anglers when you're out there on the ice. I hope what we've covered today helps you make your best form decision when you're buying your new Vexilar, and when you do buy said Vexilar, you're able to get out and use it accordingly. Please follow us along for the rest of the ice season. We're going to be sending you more tips and videos and helping you put more fish on the ice.